Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'll be covering the new Teen Titans Annual #2, featuring the very first appearance of the Vigilante, along with some other notable characters in the DC universe. We have a magnificent cover here by interior artist George Perez. At this point in 1983, the new Teen Titans under Marv Wolfman, George Perez, and Romeo Tanghal were hitting on all cylinders, and it was rivaling X-Men in terms of its critical acclaim, and its sales were super solid as well. The team of Marv Wolfman, George Perez, brought a little bit of that Marvel magic over to DC with them, and this title was certainly special for its time. This annual was a really cool story. Let's dive in and take a look. So glad you could join me. If you do enjoy this channel, please like and subscribe and tell your friends. Let's get into it. Writer is Marv Wolfman, and George Perez is listed as a co-plotter. George Perez is also listed as doing layouts in this one. Pablo Marcos is the finisher. I love this team up, and I love the fact that Marcos is working over Perez layouts, and man, you're going to like it too, I think, because it looks really good. Rest of the team: John Costanza, letterer; Adrian Roy, colorist; Len Wein, editor. So this picks up from a previous issue of the regular Titans title, where at the very end, Adrian Chase, enterprising and intrepid district attorney, is literally blown up in his own home with his family and presumed dead. Here we have, our title is The Murder Machine. We have an ambulance presumably rushing what's left of Adrian Chase to the hospital. At present, the police are withholding all information concerning his wife and family. We'll have a live report from Christopher Sands at the Chase home right after the message from Fish and Stick, the new sushi-flavored peanut butter. Right there. All right, so Chase, his family, I believe, are all killed at this point. And they do a lot of storytelling through these news bites, which is really cool. And this, of course, is before Dark Knight, where we get a lot of the story and exposition through television news commentators. So, and here's Titan's enemy. I believe that's Bethany Chase. Oh, no, that's Sandy Bain. Roger, the scene here in the emergency ward can only be likened to an army hospital during a war. There is confusion everywhere as bodies hurried past us. The doctors are now at work trying to save the district attorney's life. Still no word on his wife and children. Wait, Roger, I see the Batman's partner now. So Robin had been working very closely with Adrian Chase to nail this mobster named Scarapelli, and that's why Chase was effectively rubbed out by Scarapelli hit. These panels are really nice in showing off the art that we're going to see throughout this issue. I really love the effect of Pablo Marcos' finishes on George Perez's layouts. And Perez, of course, master storyteller, master penciler, but here he had an incredibly busy schedule, so he was able to lay out this double-sized issue and allow Pablo Marcos to finish it so beautifully. And here we have Scarapelli, who's a appropriately corpulent individual, agonizing over whether, in fact, his hit did work or not. And he, of course, answers to even a more superior mobster. And, of course, he's trying to explain himself. I didn't have time. He was moving in fast. He had information. Chase knew nothing. If he did, that hothead would have already had you splitting rocks upstate. Tony, I am so disappointed in you. You are like my own son. It appears I must become involved with this dirty business. Donna Omicidio, do you remember what we discussed earlier? His records. I did not forget Don Jordan. Tony, you will bring all your files to me tonight. Godmother, I can't. It would take too long to get them all. Of course, Tony. I am not unfair. You have until tomorrow morning. So she's the big boss. This is a meeting of all the bosses. And she's certainly got some menace to her, the way Perez and Marcos draw her. It's really nice. And the rest of the Titans, of course, become involved. And this is, of course, before Tara has revealed her hand as a Titans mole and traitor. It would be in New Teen Titans Annual number 3, I believe, next year, where her full perfidy will be revealed. And of course, Robin, Dick is involved with Starfire on the team, so there's a bit of romance and pathos going on there, as he's driving himself to be just like the Batman. But no one can be just like the Batman, and he eventually figures that out. Great, again, use of the news bulletin panels, and Dick Grayson here just with that one tear, one in each eye, actually. Let's see. So while Chase has grievous injuries, he is not dead, according to this doctor. And here we have a cutaway to Scarapelli going to what was then a subplot running through all the DC titles. This is right before Crisis begins to ramp up, and Scarapelli's going to the mysterious Monitor, and there's Lila, who would be Harbinger. And at this point, Monitor was just some weird villain you always see slightly off panel, selling munitions to various supervillains and kind of being a manipulator. So at this point, folks and DC fans weren't really sure what to make of him, but he appeared in many different books. They were laying the track for the Crisis even more than a year before it happened. And beautiful shot here of Starfire in this long panel here, really nice, gorgeously drawn by Perez. And I love this Robin on his cycle, city in the backdrop. There is no information as to where Mr. Chase has gone. And now a word from Tweet, the bird-flavored cat food. So I love how they're juxtaposing these little ads for products in with all this news of violence and mayhem. Again, this is before Dark Knight, but it's kind of innovative with the way Marv Wolfman is doing the storytelling here. So here, Robin goes to confront Scarapelli at a popular restaurant. You people are in contempt of the human race. You have a court order barring you from harassing Mr. Scarapelli. I suggest you honor it. Let me understand this. You want me to obey the law? I'd be glad to, right after I leave this message. I'm watching you, Scarapelli, and somehow I'm going to get you. I don't think so. I don't think so, boy. Gino? So he tries to have his muscle take out Robin, and no normal guy is going to take out the boy wonder, especially no mafia thug. Robin kicks him down unconscious, and Starfire comes to get him, convinces him to leave. And here we have a great shot, another one of those amazing long panels. This is an ingeniously designed page. So as Corey's trying to get through to Dick, they're being watched in a scope. But what's really great, going from this open panel to this closed panel, the sniper himself has been targeted by a mysterious individual, and he is taken out before he can fire on either Dick or Corey. And there's a ring on Scarapelli's door, and this is the dead sniper, complete with the hole in his head, dropped off, trussed up like a dummy. Yeah. So Scarapelli can't figure out who did it, so he's going to have to graduate to more dangerous means. So now we come to the crux of the story, where Robin has to convince the other Titans to go along with him in taking down Scarapelli. Okay, look, I know this isn't much to go on, but it's all the info I've got. Robin, this is primarily circumstantial. It won't hold up in court. Chase and I know Scarapelli was behind this. We all know he was responsible for the runaway troubles. And from what Batman Street contacts tell me, Scarapelli is in Dutch with the mob. So maybe we can push him a bit and force him to think we know more than we do. So the Titans have misgivings, but Robin is their leader, and they trust him, and they vote to get involved, even though it's risky. So all except for Raven and Kid Flash. So here Kid Flash is still upset at Raven because she lost control of her powers in issue 29 through 31 and really hurt Kid Flash. I covered issue 29 way back in the beginnings of my show, a couple of years ago now. And great issue, one of my favorite issues of Titans of all time. I got a great shot of Phobia on the cover, one of the Titans villains. And here we have a cutaway to Raven. She is trying to return to Azarath and get some much needed peace, but she is barred because of her connection to her demonic father Trigon has been increasing. So, months ago, you made your choice. When you left us, you forsook our ways and forfeited our protection. We cannot allow you near us now. Leave us, Raven. Leave and go with Azar's prayers. So she is shut out of her only place of refuge from the taint of her father. And here now we have a really great, almost like a montage sequence of the Titans pushing on Scarapelli's organization in different ways, different sub-teams working together to kind of put pressure on Scarapelli to make him make a misstep. And here we have a sum up here. Boss, they blasted their way in like John Wayne leading the cavalry. They got everything. Yeah, I know it was breaking and entering, but how do you tell that to the cops? I'm fed up with those kids. They're going to die. So this is where Scarapelli engages some higher level talent to take on the Titans. Love the old 80s computer here. And again, Donna Troy, Wonder Girl, still has her misgivings, but she's going to trust her longtime friend. And here we're introduced to each of the super assassins who's going to take out the Titans as a team. So we have the Scorcher. I love this character design from Perez. Really cool. This guy's just named Spear. And then we have, I think this guy's name is Bazooka. Yep. Monitor, this is Bazooka. Scratch one, Chatterbox. So again, this is all, they're getting the jobs through the Monitor, who has a much higher agenda in mind. All this stuff he's manipulating behind the scenes. Here's one of my favorites, Slasher. She's really cool. And then Tanker. And then here it comes, folks. This is the first appearance of Cheshire. Mademoiselle Jade, the Monitor has an offer for you. Shall I transmit your answer? My dear Wen Chang, how many times must I insist that when I work, you call me by my working name? So, yeah, this is Cheshire, who, of all these characters, I believe she's the only one to survive this issue. I'm kind of spoiling it for you folks if you haven't read it, but and she becomes kind of a big deal for a little while in the DC universe. So all the Titans wind up together, at least these 6 Titans wind up together at this warehouse. And they are ambushed by these ostensibly super criminals. Whether they have powers or not is really immaterial. They are incredibly capable and, in fact, capable of threatening superhumanly powerful individuals. So here we have Kid Flash barely getting out of the way. They're ambushed, so they're taken unawares. Great sequence here. Fires everywhere, burning up. Can't let it kill me. Still haven't learned the Titan's identities. Terminator needs them. Gotta force myself to use my powers. push up all the earth around me, use it to shower the flames. Ah, it feels so cool, feels so good. So Terra, trying to keep herself alive, still entertaining thoughts of betrayal with the Titans. Here we have Cyborg's legs blown off in the initial attack. Wonder Girl comes forward to help, and she encounters arguably the most powerful of these assassins, Tanker. Great shot here of him backhanding her away. And here is where we get to see Cheshire in her costume, which is totally awesome. She takes on, she's just such an incredible hand-to-hand combatant. She can take on the superhumanly powerful, superhumanly strong Starfire. A woman up there? But how did she sneak up behind me without me hearing her? Ah, dear Starfire, you may be smarter than I believed, but you are as beautiful as I was told. It's a shame, then, that I must scar such lovely features, eh? So here they get into a pretty good scrap. Meanwhile, we have Slasher, who's just visually, for me, aside from Cheshire, the coolest of these characters. I love her costume. Perez is a superb costume designer, as I've mentioned in the past. Changeling tries to transform into an insect, and she still is able to hit him with one of her blades. You gotta be kidding me, boy. There ain't nothing too small for Slasher to hit. And so Changeling changes back. And unfortunately, Slasher's appearance in this issue is going to be short-lived. And he takes her out, this individual, I think you can guess who it is, takes her out with another shot to the back of the head. Oh Lord, she's been shot. Someone killed her. But who? Here, Cyborg extends his fist and keeps Bazooka from taking him out, causing a deadly backfire. Meanwhile, Wonder Girl's getting the worst of it here. She gets smashed through here. So Tanker says, I suppose I could if I wanted to, but ever since the accident, I've come to enjoy my new life as a mercenary. There's a satisfying feeling of power and knowing that I can kill anyone I choose and never be stopped. It makes up so much for my loss. So awesome show of her Amazonian strength here. She is every bit as powerful as Wonder Woman as she smashes the exoskeleton around him, and we can see him in the remnants of the exoskeleton that he was wearing. Terra has rescued the Changeling and Cyborg, and Kid Flash is about to take out Spear. Meanwhile, Scorcher is targeting Kid Flash secretly, but he is taken out again by the Titan's mysterious benefactor. Love this panel here, incorporating Scorcher's helmet crack. Totally great. So here, Starfire can't draw a bead on Cheshire. And she poisons Kid Flash. And here, her fabled luck first shows itself as she avoids the shot of Vigilante. So, Wally calls out for Raven as Cheshire's poison works its way through his veins. Even though earlier in the issue, he derided her, she shows up and she heals Wally. And so in the aftermath, the other Dawns are meeting, and Raven suddenly shows up among them. And this group of individuals is unleashed. amidst this meeting here. So much violence, it almost overwhelms Raven. Remember, we're here to stop the fighting, not add to it. I haven't forgotten. This time, Scarpelli ain't getting away. So, the Titans are preventing Scarpelli from wiping out his mob rivals, and so he knows it's time to get out of town. But here we see for the first time in full panel Vigilante, his comic debut, Adrian Chase. Who are you? Great panels of him being stalked here by Vigilante. I'm Justice, no longer blind. Oh God, you, Chase. Adrian Chase is dead. I am the Vigilante. So, Robin has figured it out too, because he is the boy wonder. He's a great detective. And he shows up to prevent Chase from killing Scarpelli. But Scarpelli, of course, being consummately evil, pulls a gun to try to shoot them both. Robin's hit. Vigilante's hit. But Scarpelli is killed. Great panel there showing the aftermath of Scarpelli being shot by the Vigilante. And we end as we began with some news clips. Totally awesome. Here, Vigilante Justice, not the end. So Vigilante would go on to get his own title. Oh, I love the Monogram Monster series. My brother had a couple of these, very cool. Great kits. So that's it, folks. That's been my read-through of the New Teen Titans Annual #2, published in 1983 by DC Comics, featuring the first appearance of Vigilante and, not to be outdone, Cheshire as well. Hope you liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.